Hello, this is a slide presentation about the Ten Commandments. The followers of three monotheistic religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam consider biblical patriarch Abraham as the pioneer of monotheistic faith. In addition, Jews revere Moses as the biblical prophet who delivered the law of the mother monotheistic faith of Judaism. One part of this law, the Ten Commandments, became the moral foundation for both Jews and Christians. 10 Commandments are written down in the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verses 1 through 10. They represent the general moral law that regulates the relationship between people and their God, as well as the relations among the believers. Most of the commandments are formulated as absolute law, which is unconditional, without ifs or buts. Also, most of the commandments are negative in form. They tell people what not to do instead of what to do. In the Jewish tradition, positive law is considered enslaving. The first three commandments deal with the relationship between God and His people. They are: Number 1. I am the Lord your God. You must have no other God besides me. Number 2. You must not make a carved image for yourself, nor the likeness of anything in the heavens above, or on the earth below, or in the waters under the earth. You must not bow down to them in worship. Number 3. You must not make wrong use of the name of the Lord your God. In the Jewish tradition, the first commandment is taken as the affirmation of pure or unqualified monotheism. Biblical scholars, however, note that it does not formally reject the existence of other gods, and in this way may express some vestiges of ancient Hebrew polytheism. The next two commandments reinforce the idea of monotheism by positing that God is beyond any representation and must be respected with regard to using His name. The next 5 commandments regulate the relationships within the community of believers. They read as follows. Number 4. Remember to keep the Sabbath day holy. You have 6 days to labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is Sabbath of the Lord your God. That day you must not do any work. Number 5. Honor your father and your mother, so that you may enjoy long life in the land which the Lord your God is giving you. Number 6. Do not commit murder. Number 7. Do not commit adultery. Number 8. Do not steal. Number 9. Do not give false evidence against your neighbor. Please note that the 6th commandment is better translated as do not commit murder than thou shalt not kill. Murder is illegal killing, and the commandment does not prohibit killing as such, which can be lawful in certain circumstances, for example as part of warfare or in capital punishment. Also, the 7th commandment forbids adultery, but the definition of adulterous relationship was different in ancient Judaism as compared to our times. Back in those biblical days, for instance, polygamy and having concubines were not classified as adultery. The 10th and last commandment says, do not covet your neighbor's household. You must not covet your neighbor's wife, his slave girl, his ox, his donkey, or anything that belongs to him. Unlike previous commandments that regulated human behavior, this one targets people's attitude or a specific state of mind, which is coveting. In conclusion, let me say that the 10 Commandments, which constitute the general moral law, are complemented in biblical Judaism by an additional set of specific or casuistic laws. These case laws are spelled out in the form of if, then, and include 613 additional commandments. Thank you for listening.